Welcome to my 2025 totally not late Netherlands Grand Prix driver ratings. Yeah, I know I'm late, but enjoy. Okay, let's kick things off with Gabriel Bortoleto. 5 out of 10. Started 13th, finished 15th. His qualifying was slightly better than Hülkenberg, but then the race he's somehow finished behind Hülkenberg. Not sure how that happened, but it was a very mediocre weekend. Speaking of which, Nico Hülkenberg also gets a 5 from me. Started 17th, as I mentioned, behind Bortoleto. Finished 14th, one spot ahead of Bortoleto. It was just honestly a poor weekend for him in general. Not sure what really happened to his qualifying. He used to be a quali merchant, but this year his qualifying is not that good. In fact, he's losing to Bortoleto in head-to-head. Now, Alex Albon, I'm going to give him 9.5 out of 10. It's not a perfect 10 because of his qualifying, which he qualified in 15th, but he did finish the race in 5th. Eliminated in Q2 but finished in a very nice P5. Yeah, that's what I said. So if he can work on his qualifying, he could potentially finish on a podium. If you didn't see my video yet, you know what I'm foreshadowing. Now Carlos Sainz. Started 9th, finished 13th. I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Qualifying was looking promising for Sainz, but in the race he was just meh. He was penalised unfairly in the race, I think. That was more of Lawson's fault. Obviously he had the right to get angry, and apparently the stewards didn't want to talk to him. That's a whole separate issue. Next up, Isaac Hadjar. If you didn't know, started 4th, finished 3rd. Obviously it's a 10 out of 10. If I could, I'll give him an 11 out of 10, bro. Isaac Hadjar has a podium in his rookie season too. His qualifying was sensational and he managed to keep the P4. And after Norris retired, he kept the podium. Lawson was the next one to be rated. 7 out of 10 for him. He started 8th and finished 12th. It was looking promising, but safety car kinda screwed him over. If I'm not wrong, it is only the 3rd time he finished the race outside the points, which is mad. Other times he DNF'd or finished in the points after being dropped from Red Bull, but obviously. Next up, Ollie Behrman, 9.5 out of 10. He started from the pit lane, qualified 19th and finished 6th. Great recovery drive plus best ever finish for him. I could have given a 10, but yeah, I think 9.5 is fair enough. Now Esteban Ocon started 18th, finished 10th. 6 out of 10. 1 point that he fought very hard for, and I think he deserved it, so good job, I guess. Now we move on to Franco Colapinto. Started 16th, finished 11th. I'm going to give him a 6.5 out of 10. He was eliminated in Q1, but he almost finished in the points. That's crazy. And far ahead of Gasly as well. That's insane. Speaking of which, his teammate Pierre Gasly, started 14th, finished 17th. 5 out of 10. He was the last of the finishers that actually finished the race. But he made it to Q2. However, the race was really unlucky for him due to all the safety cars. In fact, I believe from P7 downwards, everybody was complaining about the safety cars. Now moving on to the Aston Martins, starting with Lance Stroll. Started 19th, finished 7th. 8.5 out of 10. Just how? Qualified really poorly, but then somehow managed to finish the race ahead of Alonso. Strategy was really good, pitted onto hards despite the rain threat, and that paid off. Next, Fernando Alonso. Started 10th, finished 8th. I'm going to give him a 9.5 out of 10. I think there is more that can be extracted of the car, but I think it's good enough already. Only complaint would be that he finished behind Stroll, which he probably shouldn't have. Kimi Antonelli up next. Started 11th, finished 16th. I'm going to give him a 4 out of 10. It's still not a good weekend. He almost made it to Q3, yes, but in the race, he got a 10-second time penalty for collision with Leclerc, and another 5 seconds added onto it for speeding in the pit lane. If not, he would have been in like 7th, and that would have been good. Probably like 8 out of 10. It's only just rookie errors in my opinion. George Russell is the next driver I'm rating. Started 5th, finished 4th. 9.5 out of 10. It is already really good. Only fault was being beaten by Hadjar, but that's not really his fault in the race because he was hard to overtake. It's more of his fault for not putting in a better lap in the qualifying. But still, Hadjar had a sensational performance, so we can't really fault him too much. Yuki Tsunoda, which I'm going to give it 8 out of 10 to, in case you did not know, he started 12th and did finish in the points in 9th. Relatively decent this weekend, made it to Q2 and finished in the points. So good job, Yuki. Keep it up and score more points and your seat is safe. Next, we have the reigning world champion Max Verstappen, which I'm going to give a 10 out of 10 to. He started 3rd and finished 2nd. Honestly, this is already pushing the limits of the Red Bull. It's the best he could do already, and a podium at the home race, you take it. And it's better than the P3 he would have gotten if Norris did not retire from the race. He was not catching the McLarens, bro. Lewis Hamilton, the first driver to be rated, started 7th, did not finish. He's behind Leclerc in qualifying after looking a bit faster through the whole entire weekend. However, he did crash himself, so I had to minus points on that. 6.5 out of 10. Charles Leclerc started 6th, did not finish the race. 7 out of 10. Qualifying was the best. He could have gotten probably nothing better than 6. And he crashed in the race too, at the same corner as Lewis. But however, he did not cause the crash himself. It was Kimi who did it. They are followed by Oscar Piastri, who had his first ever Grand Slam, so obviously it's a 10. In case you don't know what's the Grand Slam, pole position plus lap from start to finish plus fastest lap, which means he started first and finished first, obviously. So 10 out of 10 worthy performance for Oscar. And finally, we have Lando. Started 2nd and did not finish. I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10. Honestly, he wasn't doing that bad. Only mistake was being slower than Piastri, but can you control that? He had mechanical failure, so you cannot really blame him, but it will hurt his championship chances. He's now 34 points behind Piastri, so title race over? Not really, because if Piastri has a DNF too, he's back into it. Anyway, here are my driver ratings rankings. In first, I obviously had to put Hadjar with a 10, who got the podium. Piastri and Verstappen both with 10s as well, coming in 2nd and 3rd. Russell, Behrman, Albon and Alonso all with 9.5s come in 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th respectively. 8th goes to Lando Norris with a score of 9, Stroll with a score of 8.5 in 9th, and sneaking in the top 10 we have Tsunoda with 8th. 11th goes to Sainz with a score of 7, Leclerc and Lawson also with 7 in 12th and 13th. 14th and 15th belong to Colapinto and Hamilton, both with 6.5s, while Ocon finds himself the sole 6 out of 10 scorer in 16th. 17th, 18th and 19th all scored 5 out of 10, which are Bortoleto, Gasly and Hülkenberg, and rounding off the entire grid in 20th is Kimi Antonelli with a 4 out of 10. Bounce back Antonelli. Anyway, that's all for this video. If you enjoyed, make sure to like, subscribe for more content, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. Also, I know I'm a bit biased to a few drivers like Hamilton. Many people give them like a 2, 3. I gave a 6.5, but who cares? It's my ratings. And if you disagree, you can just tell me in the comments. No need to shout at each other, don't need to argue, just we agree to disagree. Bye.